I'm coming home, I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming.
Welcome back to Also Reviews, and today I'm going to bring you a film review that I've been wanting to start. I wanted to start a Star Wars film series and lead it up to The Last Jedi that is released in December. So I wanted to start off with the series by doing The Phantom Menace and starting off with the prequels. Yeah, this is going to be fun. If you're a big fan of Star Wars, like myself, or just a big fan of Star Wars in general, if you watch the prequels, you may or may not have had the most pleasure of watching them. For me, I'm a bit mixed on it because there are some things I like about them, and there are a lot of things I don't like about them. And unfortunately, if I compare them to the older films, I just can't find many problems with the older films. I always find that the characters are way better, and just I find the prequel characters so boring. Nonetheless, we're going to talk about The Phantom Menace today. I'm going to try and not rant as much. Hopefully we can get through this together. So the film starts off with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn starting to try and make negotiations with the Trade Federation. However, they're not really having much of a bar of it, and are ordered by the Emperor to try and not negotiate with them because they want to do a deal with the Emperor instead. So they in fact pretty much try to arrest the Jedi, and from there it pursues to an action scene of Jedis just taking droids out with their lightsaber. You get introduced to many other characters like Queen Amidala, who's having trouble in the Senate to try and get these people to agree to help with the negotiations of the Trade Federation. And yeah, it's just a weird kind of a Senate meeting, I guess, about that. They're trying to get negotiations undergoing. The other story of the film takes you in the hands of Qui-Gon Jinn, who is played by Liam Neeson, who is on a job to try and figure out how the Trade Federation are doing the things, I guess. I forget what the whole thing was, but they end up on Tatooine for some reason because of the ship breaking down. So in order to get parts, they go to a little village in Tatooine, and they meet a young boy called Anakin. And Qui-Gon Jinn senses that he is very strong in the Force, and he proceeds to take Anakin to take him to the Jedi Council to see if he can train this young Jedi. Meanwhile, you have other main characters like Emperor Palpatine and Darth Maul bringing back the Sith and trying to take out the Jedi in the meantime, while all the trade negotiations are going on with the Trade Federation and Naboo. Let's just break it down as a whole film, because it's a film, so it's supposed to be a Star Wars film, and I saw a lot of Senate meetings in this film. I saw a lot of talking and dialogue, walking and talking, sitting and talking, a lot of negotiations with I saw a lot less Jedi action than I wanted to see. I wanted to see much more Jedi. Interesting. When it's just pure dialogue scenes of them exchanging information, it gets very boring and dull, unfortunately, because I think it's just the way George Lucas likes to direct things. He wants to try and tell you the plot while the story is going on. He doesn't want you to just figure out the story on your own. He wants to tell you what's happening throughout the whole thing. And I think that also the dialogue is very bad. A lot of the shit these characters just say is just really bad. Some of the only few I can probably tolerate is probably most likely Ewan McGregor and Ian McDiarmid, who plays Senator Palpatine, and Qui-Gon Jinn, who plays Liam Neeson, although he comes across to me as a very stern person in this film. I'm not sure why. Also, there's very much more other annoying characters. I found Anakin annoying in the film, although when I was a kid I didn't mind him so much because I thought, hey, that kid's really cool. But as an adult, comparing this film to when I was a kid to an adult, I don't really like it as much. And the other very annoying character is Jar Jar Binks himself. He is very annoying, and he I just have no idea what George Lucas was thinking. If he was thinking that he wanted a more annoying character than C-3PO, he got it right down the middle. Because he was more annoying, and he was a more... Yeah, I know there's people who probably like Jar Jar Binks, but I didn't. I hated him. He was very annoying in that film, and I wanted to see less of it. The other things I can critique in the film, it's all CGI. There is like no practical effects whatsoever. It is CGI effects. Everything is CGI. The lightsaber battle was probably the only cool thing about the whole film, in an action scene that I can name that I liked. And they did like maybe one space battle, kind of. It was kind of a space battle, but not really. But yeah, like there was just a lack of like, you know, bad guys. The Trade Federation was supposed to be somewhat of a bad guy, but they just turned out to be just slimeballs because they did a trade negotiation deal or whatever. And the only really other bad guys is Darth Maul and this Emperor guy, but we don't really know who the Emperor is until later on. And Darth Maul was probably one of the cooler villains because he didn't say anything. He didn't have to say any stupid dialogue. He had to just look badass and hold a double-bladed lightsaber, and he looked badass with it. So, the cool villain, although they take it back by obviously killing him off in the end. I'm sorry, spoiler alert. Find is that there is very little to no like things in this film that is Star Wars, other than the fact that they just explain more about the Jedi, which you don't really necessarily need. The Jedi is a fine concept. It's for us to try and figure out what is a Jedi, but unfortunately in this film they just want to explain to you what a Jedi is and how Jedis are created. The other few qualities, like I said, that I can probably give to this film that is okay is the music. John Williams' themes in the music are very nice, and it is pretty good. Jewels of Fate was excellent to hear in the film, in the final battle between Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul. That was a very good scene. I like that. It was my favourite scene in that film. Unfortunately though, guys, this film is just misses the benchmark, unfortunately. It's just one of those films that I just can't really sit there and watch. You can probably sit here and watch it if you like to, but I just can't. It's just one of those films. It doesn't make me want to sit there and say, hey, remember the Phantom Menace and how good of a film that was? Nah, that's not a Star Wars film I go to compare with all the others. So I am going to give Star Wars The Phantom Menace a 5 out of 10. It is an average film. At best, it is got some great moments, but unfortunately for most portion of the film is a lot of dialogue and a lot of non-Jedis and a lot of no good characters except for Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon and Darth Maul. There's the only 3 I could find that I actually enjoyed. Thank you again for tuning into Willsa's Reviews. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, hit a like on the video. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe for more. If you can, share this video out to your friends or just people whom you think may enjoy these videos, and hopefully we can build more of a fan base up. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope to see you soon, guys. Thanks.